Hello YouTube, it's JChyben, hopefully bringing you guys another video. This is on my actual channel, and not my Across the Border Gaming channel, which is a gaming channel. This vlog is just a little update on why I haven't released a video in a long time. I shaved and got a haircut, and now I look like a 12-year-old, so that's fun. I look very tired in this video, and that would be because I have this problem where I don't get enough sleep anymore because of school. So today I'm going to have fun talking about a topic that I find very interesting. And that topic is music in the mainstream. A lot of people don't like music because it's popular, and a lot of people hate it, and a lot of it is very stupid, for lack of a better way to explain it. A lot of it is very, very stupid and very dumbed down for the way that society runs. And I don't think this is good necessarily, but I mean, some people's like, I still like it. Not all of it. There's a lot of musicians that are popular, that are pop music, that I hate a lot, and I don't know how I feel about them in the mainstream society. And it's obviously very aggravating to people like me who know people who will take the words of these like rappers or country singers to heart and think that's how they should live life, but it's not at all. Like, that Molly song, the one by Tyga or whoever it is. Like, come on. You think he's serious? Like, you think he really does that? No. There's no way in hell. No way. The FCC should probably really get on that shit and, stop that from coming out. And if people really think he really does that, then why don't the feds get involved? Like, involving the feds in that, getting rid of some drug problems, what's wrong with that? I mean, why dumb down the mainstream society if you don't have to? Another thing that aggravates me with music is a lot of good music gets frowned upon because it's not popular. A lot of bands that, like, they have a following, there are bands that I like that have a following, but they're not popular. And they're not popular because they don't sing about drugs, they don't sing about this, they don't sing about that. They sing about wholehearted things, or even more controversial things that don't get picked up on and don't get seen as controversial because nobody looks into lyrics anymore. It's taking things at face value and not really listening or searching in for what the music stands for or what it means. And it's aggravating because if you don't look into music and you don't have a feeling of acquaintance with the music, what's the point of even listening to it? At that point you're just living something stupid. You're doing stupid things for no reason. Music is all about self-expression, and if you don't pick up on what someone's trying to express, then there's no point to listen to it because you're not using your brain at all. You're not functioning like a normal person in society. You're not doing anything to better anything at all. In fact, you're wasting time. It's just a waste of your time. And I don't want to, deal with the problems of, music is all about how you interpret it. Everybody has different. No, there's a point where I agree with that for certain things. And then there are points where the artist will come out and say things, and it's like, yeah, that's what that means. For instance, the song Crash Into Me by Dave Matthews Band, one of my favorite bands, have a decent sized following and they're very popular. To an extent. They're not very popular in the mainstream, and a lot of people do dislike them. And that is unfortunate. I think they're good. But a huge problem with that is when you actually look at it from a perspective, like, you have to take into account that there's a lot wrong. And I mean, it's the song Crash Into Me, so it's about a rapist who it's about a rapist who's not even a rapist, I guess, like a peeping Tom, more or less. And a lot of people are all like, oh, well, that saved my relationship, and I don't see the point of dumbing the mainstream down with that style of music. I think that if you're gonna, what's up, man? I think that if you're gonna do that kind of thing with the mainstream, you shouldn't do it at all. I think not looking into music and just taking it at face value, I think it's a waste of your time. I think it's a waste of everyone's time, and it's just stupid. It's a lot of the pop music today does that, and people don't actually take into consideration the fact that not taking that music at face value is important. You need to look at things from a different perspective and understand that if you take music at face value, you're wasting everything that you have that you can angst. Like, it's just a waste of brain power that you're not using. You're not listening to you're not really hearing the music, you're just kind of listening to it. And I mean, pop music at itself is, like I said, it is this awful, awful music. It can be this awful, awful music. It isn't always, but when people take it at face value and believe that they should live their lives like that is where we run into problems with the society. And this is the problem that I have with pop music personally. I don't deny that some of it's good. Like I said, I like Taylor Swift, I like Kesha, I like a lot of them. I mean, a lot of their songs, even taken past face value, are like really bad still, even so with the messages. But like, if you don't understand that and you think that that's really how you should live life, I have problems with that, because it's not what society works for. That's not how you advance in society. That is how you take a step back in society and move yourself away from whatever you have to do. If you take your time and you move away from everything that society has done to progress itself as people, as the people we are, we're not animals living in caves anymore. We're not the complete Neanderthals we used to be. We need to continue to step forward. We can listen to pop music and we can enjoy it just as much, but we don't need to take it at face value. We don't even need to look into it. Like, this whole video, yeah, has been about looking into it, but don't follow it religiously. That's the whole point I'm trying to make behind all of this, is don't believe that's how you should live your life, because it's probably not. Like, and then a lot of these kids who have troubled lives or anything, they'll go to this music and then they'll ask these artists what they think they should do and everything. And a lot of these artists just straight up lie. Like, you really think that's how they're living? You really think they came from nothing and then made something out of themselves? No. A lot of people had something in their lives before moving forward. Like, let's take a look at Drake. Drake, in my opinion, is a Lil Wayne wannabe. And you know where he came from? He's from Canada. There's nothing wrong with Canada. I love the country. I hope to move there someday. But the problem that I have with Drake is that that song started from the bottom. No, he never started from the bottom. He was in maybe low middle class, roughly middle class in Canada, and that's not bad. His mother was a teacher, and unlike in America where we live today, Canadian teachers make a sizable amount of money. They make good money. And on top of that, for those of you who don't know, he was in Degrassi, The Next Generation. So on top of, he may have been lower middle class or middle class, but on top of that, he was making money from a TV show. And like everybody knows, Degrassi, it's one of the two Canadian shows that everyone seems to know. But like, how is he going to say in an interview that, oh, it doesn't pay as much as a teacher, I wasn't getting enough money for it? I mean, like what? You were 15 on a television show, while other 15, 16-year-olds are working at McDonald's or Burger King or fast food establishments or grocery stores making minimum wage, and you're making like $40,000 an hour, or $40,000 a year? Like, how are you even going to complain or say that you started from the bottom? You were really, like, he was a middle class citizen, and he got lucky breaks, and he moved up, and he is where he is. And it's taking these things at face value, like, looking past in face value again, going back to this. Do a little bit of research before you so blindly follow these people. You want to follow a rapper, any rapper in general, and look into his music and don't take it at face value. Look at Eminem. He is someone who lived in a poor all his life until the rap career took off. And if you actually look at it from a substantial view and look into his music, yeah, he talks about killing and all those other things that, go back on society. But if you actually look at it from a good standpoint and stop taking things back and deeply look at it, you'll realize that it's so much more than what it is at face value. It's a completely different thing if you think about it. And that's how music should be. And Eminem is definitely pop music. There's no questioning about it. I question the Marshall Mathers LP too, because it's definitely more poppy than, his other albums, but in the end, it still has some decent messages. So if you're going to look at music and listen to pop music and do whatever you want with music, but just don't take it for what it is at face value. Look deep into it and find if that message is worth following or not. Never just blindly follow something, because you never know who's feeding you a load of shit. People could be spoon-feeding you bullshit, and you'd never know, because you're just so willing to act like one of the sheep and follow the herd. You're not willing to stray from the herd and realize maybe it's not so good for you. Like, you can sit there and say, well, they pressured me into doing this, they made me feel bad because they did this and that, and I'm out of high school, I know what it was like for peer pressure. You just say no. Like, it's not that hard. I mean, they didn't shove the drugs down your throat. You said yes. Like, that's on you. You did this, you did this, you did that. You made your decisions. If they didn't want to be your friends because you wouldn't do drugs or you wouldn't drink, then fuck them. Like, you don't have to do that kind of thing to be in. In fact, you're better off if you don't. A lot of jobs, like, for instance, nursing, where I'm going to be going in my career pattern, or not career pattern, where I'll be going with my career after I finish college, they will do nicotine tests, and I'm sure they'll do alcohol tests to make sure that I don't have anything like that in my system while working in a hospital. Things like that. Like, if you don't do that, you're definitely going to be better off. So, I mean, all this comes back to being original and looking at things, taking things at face value. I personally will go out of my way to look into music and find out as much as I can. And then from a standpoint of doing research, I'll decide whether I like it or not. And if I like it, then I move forward and I like it. If I don't, I think of why I don't like it, and I explain myself when someone says, well, you just don't like them because it's pop music. No, I will back up everything I have with evidence and explain why I don't like it. So if you take anything away from this video at all, anything at all, and I really hope that some of you open your eyes and listen to what I have to say, it would mean a lot. But if you take anything from this video at all, I want you guys to know that most importantly, just don't take things at face value and follow them. Look into it, search it, do what you can to find out anything and everything you can. Make an educated forward push with your taste in music and actually think if you should follow this message or not. That's all I want from this video to be taken, is to just take the initiative, push forward, and educate yourselves about music. That's all I want. Alright, YouTube, this has been an informative video for once, and kind of ranty, a little bit aggravated with the way music is viewed and followed, but this has been a video with JChyben. Until next time, see you guys later.